NHL Chatroom. I'm Batman. My usual co-host isn't here today. So today, hosting with Batman, I bring you my mystery co-host. Reveal yourself.
Hello, it is me, Jaromir Jagr.
Is that what he sounds like?
I don't know. I am Jagr. Hello. Such an honor to host NHL Chatroom.
Yo, that's
I'm
so
Jaromir
bad.
Jagr. What? I didn't practice my accent.
You're right. Batman is the easiest thing ever. All you got to do is sound like you have a nasty head cold. Actually, Batman is far more concerning in 2020 than he used to be when you think about it.
Hi, everyone. Hi. It is me, Jaromir Jagr, coming to you live from the Czech Republic. While you're here, please subscribe. Is anyone here watching from the Czech Republic? My fellow Czech fans, friends, family?
Yeah. Is this offensive? Are we, you're pretty hip for an almost 49-year-old with your earbuds.
Oh, yeah. Sportsnet sent them to the Czech Republic for me to wear.
Really? You get the direct shipping to Kladno. Not bad.
Express mail.
Wow.
I'm having some trouble with my mullet today. It's a bit itchy.
Did
Same
you,
with my scruff.
It almost looks like you put in scars, like intentionally.
No, I had some fun with mascara. I mean, no, this is me normally. What are you saying?
Ah, yes, indeed.
Okay,
what are we doing today? There you are.
What are we doing? This is our Halloween themed show, clearly. We have some very fun stories, some fun games to play with everyone today. While you're here, press the subscribe button because it's only going to get better from this point. If this shows any indication of our commitment level, this will probably never come off. So I will always have scruff. Anyway, any shout outs? Anyone watching from anywhere cool? Last week we talked to someone from Melbourne, Australia. So try to top that.
Anywhere cool? Like I'm doing this from Oshawa. I think Oshawa's pretty cool.
You say that every week and nobody agrees.
Oh, but it's cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Eric Lindros played here for like a bit.
Yeah.
John Tavares, a bunch of other ones.
That's right.
Mark Savard.
Cool. We love it.
Little story about Mark Savard. He got his jersey retired by the Oshawa Generals. His mom came out onto the ice, like red carpet and everything for the ceremony, and she slipped. The carpet went out from under her, and she completely bailed on the ice.
Oh, my goodness. That's terrible.
But then she got up like a champ, and Mark Savard begins his jersey retirement speech with, "I see you've all met my mom." It was great. It's good stuff. It was very cute.
Well, nobody in the chat seems to care about geography this week, so let's just get going here. We got a big show. Oh, someone from Sweden. Thank you so much. The General Gunderson. Hello, welcome. All right, so we do have content to talk about. It has been a quieter week in the NHL, but we did have, some major announcements that happened. The league officially postponed the 2021 Winter Classic and the All-Star Game. Obviously not too surprising with the state of the pandemic, but they keep maintaining this idea that there's going to be a January 1st start date. So I guess the main question is, does that seem feasible right now, or are we going to see that pushed back?
Well, to be honest, I was a little surprised we didn't have even fresher news for this show because just today they announced the start of the OHL season, I think is February 4th. The AHL is aiming for February 5th. Now, the NHL doesn't have to, align flush with the OHL or the AHL, but you would think they would be within a few weeks of each other. So to me, anything from mid-February to mid-January, I think you can bet on, even if they miss January 1st. I mean, what's so important about that date necessarily? Everyone's hungover anyway.
That's right.
Just get it done
properly.
Yeah, get it done properly.
Do you think that a vaccine, like having a vaccine, is essential for the start of the league, or will they maybe do some sort of hybrid bubble? I know they've pushed out the idea of an all-Canadian division where, there's no border issue and teams will have to fly over the border, across the border. Having a vaccine would obviously escalate the situation, but I'm not a health expert, and I don't think there's one going to be ready for everybody to take at the beginning of 2021.
Well, that's a problem. I'm not a health expert either. If if we wait on a vaccine, we're going to be waiting a very long time. But, we've seen from other sports leagues, including the NHL and the way they did their bubble, there are responsible ways to do this. Let's do it. What's wrong with the all-Canadian idea? I'm dying for that idea to actually happen. It would be so cool. No game would lack importance. And the trash talk would be absolutely legendary. I'm dying for it. But It's interesting to me that it actually seems right around the corner. We'll get some sort of announcement.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, maybe you know more than I know.
I assure you I don't.
Oh, bummer.
Most people would assume that.
Do you think fans would be like, how comfortable are you fans in the chat to like attend a sporting event? I know we saw with the World Series, like they were actually fans in the stands at times, which was kind of weird. And then obviously we saw how that ended last night with a positive test from a player. I don't know if I would be super comfortable to go watch a sporting event right now in this situation, but how weird would it be to have an outdoor game without fans?
Exactly. There's not much point. It's way too difficult of an undertaking, expensive of an undertaking, without taking in any gates. I mean, look at this. Who's he gesturing to? The fans. What are the planes for? Corey Perry doesn't care. It's for the fans. Everything is for the fans. An outdoor event without them is pretty gosh darn pointless. Please tell me part of this role shows Corey Perry getting kicked out. It doesn't. You fail. But you can't have an outdoor game without fans. You can't have games outdoor. Doesn't make any sense to me unless it's on like some remote rink, like in ones in like NHL Louise. 21. Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be cool? I got to skate at Lake Louise for the first time last year, and it was like honestly breathtaking. They should just put out there. Oh, look at that!
No,
what
people,
a place!
We get it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not me, but I wish.
No, you can do backwards crossovers better than that guy.
I could dust this guy.
Oh, that was a pretty sharp turn. Listen, I grade on a curve. Oh my God.
Find this guy, and I'm going to challenge him to a race.
I will stand at the finish line and monitor. As Jagr, that's interesting now, though. You got the mullet holding you back.
No, it would definitely help be aerodynamic, like wings. Anyway, Nick Tuminello says, imagine watching an NHL game on a pond.
I mean, I can.
I'd kind of be into that. Yeah, that's like what we're talking about, Nick.
Do it on get crafty with it. Like they were digging up a hill to put houses behind the house I grew up in, and then there was a little divot in the ground, and it rained, and then it froze, and we skated on that all winter. It's not even a pond. It's a man-made piece of crap. I want to see an NHL game on that. That was Scarborough, actually. How dare you?
I'm so sorry. Alex Becerra says, I'm down for an all-Canadian division. I think that seems like the move. Everyone's loving that idea. Imagine you're right, all the chirps, all the hostility I just want to see the Battle of Alberta every night. That's fine with me.
And that's what it would be. And think of how hyped the Battle of Alberta was this year. And I'll give a great example. Toronto, Edmonton always seems to be marquee because, McDavid. And Toronto, Vancouver had a huge rivalry a few years ago. The problem was they only played twice. Now you're playing each Canadian team half a dozen times. You can revive Laine versus Matthews. You're seeing the Battle of Alberta once a week. Vancouver, Calgary has so much more meaning this year because of the Flames absorbing half of the Canucks. It's so good. I want to see it so bad.
People are going to be mad that you just said Laine and Matthews in the same conversation again, because in the mentions last week, it was how come every time you say the word Laine, you have to bring up Matthews? And it's here it is again. Get this ready for Twitter, because just embrace the anger, Steve.
Listen, it was one of the very few things, person in the comments, that made the Jets cool a few years ago. Okay.
Anyway.
So if they trade him, you got nothing. That's not true. Mark Scheifele's pretty cool. And Connor Hellebuck, but shut up.
I thought it was also cool that I heard the idea of an MLB kind of homestand idea where you play a similar team. You play the same team 3 or 4 nights out of a week, and then you move to a new location. That way to kind of keep the travel down. But I think it would be exhausting to see the Battle of Alberta every night, even though I just said that a while ago. Like, I think it would maybe take away from the hype of it. So if they're able to travel within Canada and play teams still like every other night or so, it would be better than just like Leafs versus Habs 4 nights out of a week. Like, I think we'd get a little tired of that maybe.
Yeah, like if it's safe to travel, whatever it would be, 6 or 7 times, surely you could do it safely, however many times you need to do to not have to, stick around in one city for 2 weeks to complete essentially a playoff series. Like the players would have nothing left, even in a shortened season, by the end of it all. I think it'd be great viewing if the players were robots, but they're not. And we discovered that by the end of the bubble. They hated it. And all that idea would essentially be is 6 modified, shortened bubbles heading into the playoffs, which I assume will be in the bubble.
Right.
Ruling.
Well, more to come, hopefully, on this. So, obviously we need to figure out some dates for the NHL season. We can't just keep speculating. And if it's early January or February, I think I can hold out hope that we'll have the momentum until then. But just everyone wear a mask and be safe, please. Let's move on. You wear a mask, but not the one that you're wearing. That's the opposite of the mask we need. We did talk about the free agent market a lot last week because it was a way busier weekend, but, everything's kind of quieted down. We're talking about the free agent market crash at this point. We still have Mike Hoffman at the top of the list, which hasn't changed really much in the last couple weeks. Who is, the best bargain hunter buy at this point? I know we have a big board full of names to show you. The list is just like pretty endless in terms of players that don't have deals yet, including Jaromir Jagr.
Yes, Jaromir Jagr still available. I don't know if he ever officially retired.
No, he's still playing.
And it's a fascinating thing because now you're having conversations with ownership going, okay, do we spend money now or do we get Taylor Hall at the deadline? I like that that article started with him. I mean, if the Sabres aren't in playoff contention, it seems like that's a given. I don't think Mike Hoffman's playing hard to get here. Like, I don't think he can find a job. To me, the team screwing everything up right now, and I think all 30 other NHL teams are swarming around them like vultures. Everyone's waiting to see what the Tampa Bay Lightning do. Yeah. They have under $3 million to sign Eric Cernak, Anthony Cirelli, and Mikhail Sergachev. To me, all 3 of those players could make more than what the Tampa Bay Lightning have remaining.
Definitely.
They had Tyler Johnson on waivers. They were willing to give him away for free. That's how hard up these guys are right now. To me, they're a fascinating story. And I wonder if we get an answer as to what they're going to do, if that sort of opens up, I really want to avoid the term second wave, but a second wave of flurries of activity with NHL transactions.
So you think maybe one team being able to, offload someone or sign someone is going to get that trickle effect? Like, I mean, there's still some big names. Like Dylan in the chat says, where will Chara land? Like, it's crazy to think that Chara doesn't have a deal next year. Corey Perry, Ilya Kovalchuk, some of these older guys that like they're, they still have a little bit of juice left in them, but they don't have a contract right now. Is it because teams are pressed for cash? Are they aging out? Or as you said, are they going to hold their wallets tight and maybe try to land someone at the deadline? Like, it's difficult to say at this point. I mean, obviously the salary cap with the pandemic has made things tricky, but I think the only signing we've seen was today, Galchenyuk signed a 1-year deal. I mean, that guy's a suitcase. He's played everywhere, but we're looking at that being kind of the biggest news this week. It's tough to say like where Chara is going to even end up. Are the Bruins going to be able to keep him? Like, I don't know.
The salary cap is there for a very specific reason, and it's not to save money or anything like that. The reason the salary cap is there is to save teams from themselves. And now that is so thoroughly locked in place this year, guys who are looking for the money, Anthony Duclair representing himself, Mike Hoffman averaging nearly 30 goals, it's not there. We're about to find out how badly guys want to win. Like Corey Perry, I think, is in a good situation. He could probably sign for like league min or darn near it with a contender. But anyone who's looking for money and you're a UFA sitting there, it's not coming. It's not coming because it's not there.
Speaking of Anthony Duclair, our buddy Jacob in the chat from Australia, I believe it's the same Jacob from last week. He says Anthony Duclair value, and I think what he's saying is value pick. Like he could be someone you can get for a low amount of money, maybe, or you sneak him in on a shorter term 1-year deal. And I still think he's got a lot of potential. But as you said, he's representing himself, and he hasn't found a deal yet. There's a lot of players that are similarly in that situation that we're unsure who's going to be able to afford them at this point, but there's still players that need a place to play. So I'm excited to see when this does start to happen. If it is Tampa Bay that starts the building of the momentum here that we're looking for, but at this point, nothing's happened. We're getting a little bored, okay?
Yeah. I know we talked about Corey Perry, but the Stars really struggled to score during the regular season. Duclair could be a really interesting fit there.
There you
I think I'd like that. Or Hoffman. I mean, they're good players. This is
Right.
the weird thing is you can't have a conversation based on value anymore. It's all thrown out. It's completely thrown out. They're no GM is dangling a carrot. They have no money.
Drew in the chat says the Bruins need a defenseman if they lose Chara and Krug. Well, certainly they definitely do need a defenseman. I'm not sure who would be someone to. I mean, Chara's a very unique player, and I'm not sure there's someone out there that you could kind of replace a Chara with. Krug was a tough loss for the Bruins, but losing both of them in one offseason would be tough for the Bruins back end for sure.
And they both play the left. Like that's so tough. That's so tough for the Bruins. I can't imagine like Joe Thornton going to the Leafs is not as weird. Like he wasn't the captain anymore. He hadn't won a cup there. Finally coming home. Like what? Chara's not coming home to what is it? HC Trenton, like in the Slovak league. Like it's that guy's the Bruins captain until further notice. He won a cup there. It's Bruins or bust for him.
Yeah, it's sad. Maybe the Bruins are in a rebuild without him. I can barely say that without laughing.
They're still real good, but like there was something undeniable about that team, and they seem a lot more mortal, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
As a Leaf fan, I say that every year, and I'm wrong every year, so I don't know.
We'll just keep this clip and replay it next year, I'm sure.
Cool. And by the way, I nailed it. He played for Trenčín Dukla of the Slovak League during the 2001-2002 season.
Wow. You know your stuff, Batman.
I sure do.
Oh, God. Okay. So continuing on here, away from that conversation, the only other real piece of news that happened in terms of, I guess, NHL chat-worthy stuff that happened in the last week was the NHL had a GM meeting. So this obviously brings some ideas up, and the conversation came to maybe changing the draft lottery once again. Obviously, we feel bad for the Red Wings after having 3 pretty bad seasons in a row and not getting any top 3 picks to show for it. But, with the pandemic creating the weirder draft this year with a bunch of good teams having a chance to get, number 1 overall, is it time to change the draft? Obviously that wasn't ideal, but is it time to scratch everything and change it again? Like, how are you feeling about this, Steve? I know it's a fun topic for you to talk about.
Well, let's be careful with the use of we. I don't feel bad for the Red Wings. They were unreal for a quarter century, and now they're paying for it after signing some pretty bad deals. Now, listen, they didn't get the luck of the Edmonton Oilers. And listen, how many times have they been to the playoffs? Since drafting first overall in 2010, 11, 12, and 15. It's not that many, so maybe they're not even that lucky. To me, listen, whether it's the worst team in the league who gets the first pick, or it's the 1 lottery, or it's the 3 lotteries, or it's that old one where you can win the lottery but only move up a few spots. I don't care what they pick. Just pick it. And the only rule that I want to have in place is that is the new rule for a decade.
Yeah.
Pick a thing and stick to it for a decade. I think the most frustrating thing is that they change it every few years. Oh, the Red Wings are unhappy. Of course the Red Wings are unhappy with this current format because they've stunk for as long as a format has been around, which is what? As long as they've stunk.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I think they changed it last in 2016 or something, so it's still pretty recent. And the changes are just, as you said, there's 3 or 4 formats that keep almost recycling at this point. I feel more prone to, okay, so your team finished last, you should get the best pick. But then there's the whole argument of teams intentionally tanking, and how are you going to, keep a team from just tanking on purpose? Like that one time the Sabres were tanking in like 15-16, and I think it was like the Coyotes were playing them and they were cheering the Coyotes on in their own arena. And like, obviously that's not great for hockey, and you don't want to be playing as an athlete thinking, well, should we lose this game so we get a better pick? Like, I totally understand there's the idea with tanking intentionally. So is there a way you can penalize teams for doing that? How do you know if they're actually doing that? Like, those are the arguments we're having here in the chat in terms of, well, I don't like this format, but what's better? Like, what's the best fair way to do this? Good thing we don't work for the NHL, because I don't know the answer.
Right. And I mean, listen, whatever it is, just pick one. And, as for the Sabres, yeah, they got Jack Eichel out of that tank in 2015. Does anyone envy the Buffalo Sabres right now? So
no.
These teams are all run by adults. Let them use judgment and have it just go to the worst team.
So Brandon in the chat, Brandon Roberts says, worst team should get first pick. So it seems like that's a kind of common consensus. If your team sucked as bad as the Red Wings did, you should get the first overall pick next year. But it's not that easy, because there's always going to be people that say, what if they're intentionally tanking and they're just going to load up on first overall picks and then they're going to be a dynasty? It's like, you can't make everyone happy, Steve. I've learned that now.
Well, and it doesn't work that way. And, it's, as someone who cheered for a team who was very aggressively tanking a few years ago, it was actually kind of fun. Kind of fun because, like, I still remember the Leafs got Colin Greening in a cap dump deal. And that dude almost cost the Leafs Austin Matthews. He just decided, I am hot as a pistol, and he scored at half a point a game on the league's worst team, and had the Leafs won one more game, they wouldn't have had the first pick. I was cursing Colin Greening's name every goal he scored with the Leafs. Your reaction is so funny because you're like, yeah, no! It goes to the shootout. You're like, just screw it up, miss it.
Just do that thing that Marchand did when he skated past the puck. Oh, bummer,
Oh, just do a Dennis Wyman and just forget how feet work and just fall. Like, just, it is maybe, I've heard former professional athletes call it a disgrace to try to lose or whatever. Listen, there's still incentive now. Red Wings fans were happy they finished last because no, they didn't win the lottery, but they locked up fourth or whatever it was. They locked up the best possible pick they could have got.
Red Wings fans are happy. Red Wings fans exist. Last comment here before we move on. Philly Sports Fanatic says tanking is always going to exist no matter what the format is. All right,
and
Philly.
If I can trade a guy, I know I'm not going to make the playoffs. I can trade a guy for a second round pick. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
Always going to be there, guys.
It's going to happen. All right, well, let's move on. Feel like one thing that we have seen over the last couple weeks very often is these new jersey concepts just being blown around Twitter. Every time I log in, there's a new jersey concept here, new jersey content. And I think it's maybe because teams are looking to make a little extra money with the pandemic, or they're a little bit bored, but it seems like there's a new jersey every day on Twitter. So before we get into that, last week 2 weeks ago, we talked about Vegas coming up with those god-awful mustard jerseys. So we're going to show that clip because Vegas, again, has another jersey coming out.
I don't stop pretending to enjoy those jerseys. They suck. They're so bad.
They're disgusting.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'd rather have my esophagus not on.
The crossing guard should wear that.
It looks like something like a kid made in like a craft lab. Who's that girl that was hosting?
I don't know. She's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
I prefer you, Yogs.
Yeah, me too. Wow. But anyway, we did talk about Vegas having those mustard Dijon glitter thirds, but now there's a rumor of them having another jersey. So this was them 2 weeks ago. We talked about this. Okay. Oh, God. Yikes. Yeah, not my favorite. But then, okay. Exact. Oh, yikes. That just, I can taste
your head
that.
hurts now, eh? Yeah.
I think I'm sick. Okay, we have their new alternative jersey. I guess they're fourth jerseys. We have a photo of them. They're red.
What?
Yeah.
No. Oh, how dare you? Oh,
honestly, I like these way better. Come on.
No.
Yes. I like
pick what you are. What's your team colors, man?
Well, yeah, I know. I think that they're starting to pick every color that's cool: red, black, gray, gold, silver, black, white. Like, it's like, okay, you have enough color schemes going on, but it does have that Mighty Ducks kind of heritage-inspired theme there. I guess it's rumors of them being inspired by the Las Vegas Thunder, who played in the IHL from 1993 to 1999. Yeah, so there's their...
Yeah, really inspired.
Yeah, well, there's that V part. That's about it.
Oh, my God. I think, I want to say Curtis Joseph played for the Las Vegas Thunder way back in the day.
All right.
I mean, at least the Anaheim Ducks have like a heritage to look back on. The Vegas Golden Knights are now up to
2 days old.
they have as many jerseys as seasons played, but by the time they put these on.
That's true.
Too much.
Does anybody like this in the chat? Would you buy either of these jerseys? Our team's kind of getting a little bit out of hand here with the pandemic. Just like, let's see what's trending. I'm interested. Alex DeSera again in the chat says just no. So okay, just no. I kind of agree with that. Apparently everybody hates them in the chat, so we love when you guys finally agree with us. But today there was another jersey launch. Like, we can't even keep up. The Dallas Stars come out with this crazy electric green jersey. We're gonna play the promo video because you just got to get in the headspace before you look at these. Okay. Thoughts?
Listen, they remind me a little bit of the Team North America jerseys. Mm-hmm. Team North America was this young, exciting, fun little gimmick, and people almost latched onto it like it was a joke. Mm-hmm. Or what about like an all-star jersey? Like, all-star jerseys are allowed to be a little hokey, right? Mm-hmm. But shout out to the Dallas Stars for coming up with a truly original, a one-of-a-kind jersey design. To look at this. Look at this.
Well, that was awfully familiar.
This is the All-Star jersey from Columbus. When was that? 2015?
Something like that.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And if you look it up on Google, I didn't tell the producers this. I screwed up. Ufa, Salavat Yelayev, a team in the KHL, home of Toronto Maple Leafs first-round pick Rodion Amirov. They have the exact same jerseys, and they came out, in the far off, long lost year of 2020. They just started wearing them now. I don't understand.
So you're not a fan?
No, it's a cool gimmick. It's not okay to wear in regular season games, man. I don't know.
Isaiah Hinton in the chat says, reminds me of Oregon. I agree.
It reminds me of Mr. Burns.
First of all, doesn't this guy look like Ovechkin to you? Like, did they get Ovi on the Stars? Like, he looks like Ovi, and this creepy black visor is not doing it for me. It's, like, very futuristic. And then Dylan in the chat says the Dallas Stars front office has been watching Tron too much.
Oh, very good.
Oh, that was my good tweet. Thanks, producers. Oof. Guys, follow me because Steve tweets something, like sneezes on a keyboard and gets 2 million likes.
But did you see? You see what's on the collar? All-Star.
It's an All-Star, I know.
Oh my God.
See, that's it's pretty weird to me. I don't see the idea. And then, sorry that I don't know Texas and Dallas much, but they said designed for Dallas, inspired by Texas. Like, when I pictured Texas, like I'm not picturing like futuristic green, like laser beam, like that's like Laser Quest. Like I've never been to Dallas or Texas or anywhere really in the South, but that's not what I picture it looking like.
No, what is this? Okay, I'm Tyler Seguin.
And that is Ovechkin.
I'm Tyler Ovechkin. I play for the Dallas Stars.
Oh boy.
I play on the power play. I shoot 2% for some reason when it comes to the playoff. What is going? And how couldn't they have gotten a Dallas Star to do this?
Yeah, I don't know who this person is. Like, oh, it's just weird to me. I don't know. Is there any Dallas fans watching? If so, please let us know if you like this. Like, are you going to buy this? To me, I've played for 3 green teams in my life, which is a lot of green hockey teams. So I would technically bleed green, and I wouldn't even enjoy wearing this. So, like, someone that's worn so much green, I'm not into this.
No, it's really good if, like, you're riding a bike at night and need people to see you.
That's right. But Michael in the chat says, guys, it's Radulov.
No, it's bootleg Nick Foligno is who it is. Isn't that exactly what it looks like?
With my scruff. Like, that could have been me in the film. Just, like, put a visor on me. I am the guy in the Dallas Stars jersey.
Yeah, just look sinister and, don't mess with me. I'm one of the famous glowing neon Texans everyone's always talking about. That's dumb.
Anyway.
It's bootleg Nick Foligno, look.
It's me. It's Jaromir Jagr. They flew him in. Okay. Well, we've had fun talking about jerseys. I'm sure by next week we'll have like 6 more jerseys to bring to you because teams are just like pumping them out like nothing. But we have a very special segment to bring to you, inspired by myself. First of all, I just want to make sure everyone sees this sweet shirt. Yeah, there he is. This whole segment is about Jaromir Jagr and his luscious locks. So we need to take a moment to appreciate the gem that is Jaromir Jagr. He's just brought us endless content throughout, my youth at least. I always loved talking about Jagr and seeing that luscious locks that he has. Yeah, I still think he's 48. He's still dynamite. We have some photos to show of him that, maybe that's not exactly the best look for him. I mean, we've all looked a little bit rugged during COVID, that.
Oh, Yogs. Oh, buddy.
I don't know if I necessarily went through that stage, but look at him. He's 48 and he's like.
He is yoked. This guy's first pro hockey game in the Czech Republic was the year I was born, and he played last season.
Like I feel like he's never going to retire. He's not even eligible to be in the Hall of Fame yet because he's still playing like whatever country he's playing. But I think he ranks like pretty high on all-time greats. I'm talking about myself, obviously, so this is like a bit weird. Of
course.
Out of the he was drafted in 1990, and he has the most games played, the most goals, the most assists, the most points out of that whole year. He's got a Hart Trophy, 2 cups, 3 Ted Lindsay Awards, 5 Art Ross trophies. He was in 10 All-Star games, and he has the best flow in the world, as Andy O'Brien just said in the chat. So we need to just appreciate that Jagr is a gift to the hockey world and a content machine.
And 1,920 points despite playing parts of, I think it's 9 seasons outside of the NHL. Just a unit.
Yeah, he is a unit. That's a great way to put it. Where does he rank for you guys in the chat in terms of all-time greats? Is he a top 10? I know he was in the NHL's top 100. Like, where would you, compare him? Obviously, it's a lot of history in the NHL, but in that top 100, like, he's still got, I don't know. Someone says not top 10. Top 10, not top 5. Luke says top 10, not top 5. Too many greats from other eras. Well, that's the problem. It's going to be tough to place him. What about you, Steve? Did you grow up loving him?
No, I grew up hating him because he would always torch the Leafs. No. He would completely torch all my teams. I want to say I think it was a 22-year stretch where 3 men won the scoring title. And it was Gretzky, Lemieux, and Jagr. Jagr had 5.
Good company to be in there.
Not bad. Not bad.
That's our boy.
He's stupid good. Really,
I
really,
hope he
really
watches
good.
this and sees the effort I've put in to replicate him. Too bad the skills wouldn't come into my play on the ice because that would be too easy.
Are you sweating with that? My face is sweating, like the top half.
My head is so itchy. Like this wig is just, and I'm gonna have a chin of acne next week when you log in. It's just gonna be, I'm sure, not a good luck. Dermatologist, if you know any, put their number in the chat. Okay, well, we have had a real fun Halloween themed show, so we do have some of our own throwback Halloween costumes to share with the chat because we just love to roast ourselves. So, all right, here's that's me.
No.
This is a reminder if you're American to vote. That is me as Alex Voss from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, very good.
That's me as a Teletubby. There's Steve.
That's me as the Red Ranger.
Cool.
And I had to cut out the visor so I could see.
Oh, that's a good one.
Steve as Steve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my. Oh, that chin guard. No.
It's terrible, and it's real, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. This one's scary.
It's really bad. You like the tinfoil straws that I put on my dad's leather gloves?
Steve.
Good stuff. Ugh.
Oh, goodness. Wow. Sorry to everyone that had to see that. I think my scruff looked a little better than yours.
The worst part was I had already committed to that costume, so I grew those disgusting chops, and my commencement was 3 days before Halloween. So
Goodness. You did not go for an important day wearing that.
It was like the first time I had seen a bunch of my like high school friends in months and months, and that's how I looked. Oh, it was really bad.
Wow, I'm surprised you still had friends after that.
And I decided I gotta do this YouTube thing so they know what my face actually looks like.
There you go. Well, that was fun. Thanks to everyone. I don't know. I really like dressing up. Clearly, as you can see, I kind of go all in with the effort there. We have another fun game to play with everybody. It's called the rating game. So the producers have, without showing us, have created a quick hit of the best NHL costumes that players have worn throughout the years. So Steve and I are going to live rate them here. I got a whiteboard. Oh, I better erase that. A whiteboard ready. Steve has a whiteboard. And we're going to live rate the costumes. Goodness. We don't even know what's going to hit us. So
no idea.
Whenever you're ready, producers, bring it on.
Hit us. Oh!
This is Chris Letang and his poor kid. Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
Aww.
Oh, my marker.
Oh, of course your marker doesn't work.
Can you read?
Oh, I think that said 6. I'm going to give it a 7.
Because 6.
I like the scare factor, but I also feel bad for the kid. But the costume's pretty good. So.
No, Chris Letang, you can afford a better match than that. 6.
But okay, fine. Next. Oh, McDavid. That's good.
Oh God, it makes me so uncomfortable. Okay, here, you might actually be able to see this one. Now it looks 3D because it's red and blue.
I said 8.2.
8.2, I gave it an 8.
There you go. I know how much effort face painting goes into it because this took me like 45 minutes and it's terrible. So I can understand that they probably put a lot of work into it. So 8.2.
I don't think these markers are as washable as advertised.
Oh, PK Subban. Look at that.
You know what?
My.
There we go. I got my rating.
Okay. 8.6.
I give it a 7. I'm trying to show it.
You're
7.
Stingy.
No, you know why I'm stingy? Because it's one thing if you put a lot of work into your costume, but PK pulled that jacket out of his closet, and I know
That's true.
That's no effort, PK. I know you wear that on a Wednesday.
Deduct 0.5 from me. Oh my goodness.
That's extremely good.
That's really cool. All right. This one's taking the cake. 9.6 for me.
I give it a 9.1.
His whole body is painted, and he looks like an actual. I know what those things are called, like army little peg things. What are they? Little action figures? Yeah. I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure Leonard wore 91, so I think it's funny. So.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just a jerk.
That's funny. No, All right. I wonder if he painted that himself. I got an 8.2 there. 11!
11.
Holy smokes!
So I know for a fact that Halloween costume is because of me.
What do you mean? Well, that's cocky.
No, it used to be a bit in my videos because I said he draws penalties like Bob Ross because he used to be so good at it. And so I always called him Nazem Kadri Bob Ross, and I would talk about it every time he threw a penalty. And then he had that costume for Halloween. I'm like, that's a freaky coincidence. And then someone reached out claiming to be a family member, and he said that is absolutely because of the bit.
Okay, well, I didn't know the backstory, so I give it 0.5 more because I think that's pretty cool.
So do I. 11.5.
It looks like the chat is having a blast playing along too, so this is a fun game. What else we got here? Jake, does that say Jake Allen and Carter Hutton?
Oh, he's oh God, what's his name? The Cubs fan who caught the ball and screwed everything up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the guy's.
Bartman.
You know what? It's not that hard of a costume. Like, it's just a jersey, so 7.8. But creative factor, if there was like creativity, I would give it a different score. But like in terms of costumes, like, not great.
I give it 8.6. It made me laugh. I'm running out of space on this board because none of these are erasing.
Nobody can see your numbers anyway. Like, you can
you're
just.
Right. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. Oh, we love this. Look at the mustache.
Is that Mark Stone? Oh my God, with the sideburns.
He looks much different. I like this one.
And Brady Tkachuk. Ooh.
Oh, I saw me for a second there.
8.9. I got a Price is Right you. 9.
Oh! Rude.
9.0.
We should rate your costume 1.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Your pardon?
That is scary.
That's
amazing though. Look at the face paint.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
is it face paint? It looks too good.
So.
I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna go 9.8. 9.8. 9.8 with you.
Okay, wow, we agreed.
Yes, we do. To the decimal point. It was very good.
What else we got here? Oh my God. Look at his hair.
Yeah, why is that like a staple
looks like he
of
got
the
electrocuted.
prisoner?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Ew. Okay, I don't know if I give him points for dedication, but like he's walking around that establishment barefoot.
Oh, that's gross.
No, thank you.
7.9.
4.
4.
Put your feet away. Put your hockey player feet away.
Yeah. Dude, hockey player feet are the worst, I know. I will never make money selling mine. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I can't stop. This is going to haunt me, producers. Like, I'm going to dream of this crazy face.
Wow. I can't decide. I'm going to give him a 9.5.
Oh. So far, this one's my highest.
Wow. That's very good.
Did you see the shoulder pads on that jacket and the face paint, the dedication, the wig? Like, it's impeccable.
I like that a big guy, because he's 6'7". I like that a big guy is leaning into the big guy thing.
Right.
Who could I be? Oh, I'm going to be the Beast.
Drew Crawford says a 15 for Bishop. I agree.
It's very good. It's not Bob Ross.
I rated him low. Oh, that's pretty sweet. What do you mean, what is he? Which one is he?
Oh my God, it's Blink-182. Like, can you imagine?
Definitely the Rolling Stones.
Oh, oh my God.
Man. That's pretty good dedication. Oh, this is hard.
Is that like a kid's? No, it's a balloon guitar.
Oh, I love the balloon.
Who's
the other person? 9.5 for me.
9.7.
Kind of been there, done that. Like, I've seen a lot of those costumes. Like, I haven't seen someone like Bishop with like the full Beauty and the Beast. Like, you see people do that same look all the time.
I just say 9.7. Having the beastly chest hair out all night. Way to go, dude.
Is that it? Aw.
Oh, we kept expecting more. Show us more.
I'm like, show me more. How about we rank our costumes? Okay, Ailish Jagr gets 10.
I get 1.
And Steve gets,
yeah.
1.
Oh, can I tell everyone my idea that I didn't come up with?
Yes, Steve had a good idea that he was foolish enough to forget.
I should have wore this mask and a suit so I could be Gary Batman.
Free gift for everyone. You can do that at your socially distanced Halloween Zooms that you're going to have, hopefully.
Yeah, and all your friends can think you're a huge nerd for being the commissioner.
No, they'll know that they got this idea on NHL Chatroom because we're so viral. And they'll be like, hey, I also am Gary Batman. And everyone will be Gary Batman. But thank you to everyone for playing along. That was fun. If you want us to continue doing that, just tell us some topic ideas and we'll sound off and play weekly. And you know that it's going to get a little bit dull when there's no content till February 1st, maybe. So we'll have ranking games all the time.
Just let us know.
Just tell us. Okay, next we have another game for you all. Holy, just fun and games tonight. This one's called On the Clock. So we've done this before. It's basically a mock draft between Steve and I. So in the Halloween spirit, we were going to rank the most frightening players with our On the Clock segment. So I obviously get to go first because I'm better than Steve at responding to emails in time. So my first overall draft pick is Brad Marchand.
Ugh.
Because that is frightening. Oh, good. Oh, God. Like, it's actually giving me the heebie-jeebies. He's the number one most frightening player, in my opinion, because he does stuff like this. He's unpredictable. He's just schemy and shady and slimy. So, number one overall, I choose Brad Marchand.
That's, poor Jake Dotchin. I forgot that he did that.
Yeah. Who's your first overall pick?
Oh, I got Zdeno Chara. Look at Brian McCabe thought it was all fun and games until he got tossed around like a rag doll. This dude, held up his fist and basically told Vinny LeCavalier, I'm having mercy on you. There's 1,000 fights. He turned Jay Harrison into a faucet, beat the brakes off Alexei Yamelin. That is a scary, scary man.
Yeah, 2 Bruins in the top 2. Fitting.
Might get higher.
Okay. Oh, another Bruin. So my second overall pick is Gary Cheevers because of this terrifying mask he used to wear. So those are stitches on the mask. Like, this is horror movie stuff. Crazy that he used to actually wear this on the ice for real games. But yeah, there he is there. Cheevers. Actually weirdly, I have a Gary Cheevers jersey at home. No idea where it came from. I think my parents won it in some sort of silent auction or raffle. But I have that jersey at my parents' house, and I will never wear it unless I lose some sort of bet, but he's my second overall pick.
It's a terrifying man, and believe it or not, we're going to have our 4th straight Bruin, because I'm going to go with Milan Lucic, but this is back when he played on the Bruins. Bang! Sending Mike Van Ryn through the glass, and he had a fight with Jay Rosehill. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Brecken Ryan Miller. He had a fight with Jay Rosehill of the Leafs, and I got to ask Rosehill about it. And if you go back and watch Lucic versus Rosehill, Rosehill pauses terrified because he realizes right as he's about to fight him, Lucic is a trained boxer, and we're not in the hockey stance right now. We're just in boxing stance. I'm screwed. It's hilarious.
Oh, my goodness. All right. My third overall pick, we are going way back to Boom Boom Geoffrion. This guy has back in the day, the most lethal slap shot. He basically invented the slap shot. I think it was the hardest of all time at that point. Obviously now looking, you're like, this isn't really that hard because time has passed us and they used to use wooden sticks. But his name was Boom Boom Geoffrion for a reason. Big tough guy with a crazy slap shot, and I would not want to ever block that shot, which I didn't really do much anyway because I was more of a flamingoer. So Boom Boom Geoffrion, number 3.
It's one thing if you're flamingoing, it's another if you're a goalie with no mask.
Exactly. Terrifying.
With my third pick, Eric Cairns. A lot of people forgot about this guy. That's him taking on Zdeno Chara. Geez, you couldn't have found another fight. That's Chara beating the crap out of him. But look at him. He's not backing down from him at all, and he even gets the takedown. He beat up Shane Corson. He beat up basically everybody back in the day. Eric Cairns was not someone to mess with at all.
All right. You know what? To be honest, I'd never heard of him. So thank you for the history lesson. My 4th overall pick. This one's a fun one. Craig McTavish. Coach Craig McTavish, because what kind of psycho rips the tongue out of a mascot? Like, that is just terrifying. Like, if I brought my children to a hockey game and the coach did that, I don't know. I'd be frightened to bring them back. But anyone that rips the tongue out of an innocent mascot is horrifying, in my opinion. So there we are. Look at that face. Look at the kid behind him. He's scarred for life.
I want to know, I want a Elliot Friedman or like a Christine Simpson sit-down interview with that kid. I want to know if they still have the tongue.
Exactly.
Sorry, I forgot we were still doing this. Number 4, I got Big Rig, Brian McGrattan. For my whole childhood, I thought Ty Domi was the toughest man in the universe, and Brian McGrattan completely cold-cocked him. And it was the first time I really saw someone tug on Superman's cape. Brian McGrattan, that's a scary guy.
All right. Well, for my final pick, this was one close to home, Jack Johnson. Because he's terrifying to have on your team. That is so mean, but you know what? You said terrifying players, and I meant that in a different way. Oh God, look at him in the box, poor guy. That one's bad. I'm gonna have bad karma for that one, but yeah, sorry about that. I had to.
Never heard from a good. Just kidding. Teams tripped over themselves to sign him.
That's right. Okay, who's your last overall?
My last pick is Trevor Gillies. No relation to Clark Gillies. Here's him beating the brakes off of Biz Nasty. He would just stand at the red line and scream, challenging his opponents to fight him. He had the woodchuck mustache, the mohawk. He's just a horrifying guy who I'd rather be playing with than against.
Wow. Well, that was fun. So in the chat, we obviously couldn't draft everyone, and I tried to keep, a wide range of different personalities in there, but we had a lot of Shea Weber being mentioned and a lot of Cassian being mentioned. So we agree, we could draft people all day, but those were our top 5 each. So thanks for chiming in, chat roomers.
Yeah, some honorable mentions in there. Rob Ray, Ty Domi.
For sure. I mean, yeah. I feel like I just wanted to pick people you hadn't really thought of. So we got a fun A-list next for you. Obviously, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I used to play professional hockey. I'm not sure if anyone knew that, but I wanted to tell you all about a really good progression for women's sports. So the brand Secret committed $1 million to the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, which ends up being the largest corporate commitment ever made to women's hockey in North America. So obviously that's a huge stepping stone forward for the women's game. And as a player and advocate, obviously, I want to share that with you all whenever we have positive news. So $1 million for women's hockey is outstanding, and obviously super proud to be a part of that organization and to help share this message here. And then obviously they're going to try to have a Dream Gap tour in 2021. So hopefully with the state of the pandemic and everything, we get to have some of that sports to bring to you. So stay tuned, but that's a really good moment for women's hockey, and we love to share that here.
Awesome commitment, awesome reason. Now, I don't have a dang it.
No, you don't.
But I do have news about dang it.
Please tell us.
We have already started to bring back trade trees. The new Jordan Eberle trade tree is available on this YouTube channel, Sportsnet YouTube channel. And we're going to start production on classic dang it's, just like we had way back in the spring. And that shall fill up your fall. We're going to look at some of the biggest dang it's of years past.
Exciting. Little promo there, Steve.
It's just a little plug. Just a little plug.
Okay, well, before we sign off, we want to take a moment to honor a member of the hockey community that we lost this last week with the passing of Joey Moss. Now, Joey was a beloved locker room attendant for the Edmonton Oilers and the Edmonton football team for 35 years and passed away at the age of 57 this week. He was a cherished part of the Edmonton community and basically the entire sports world. Joey was born with Down syndrome and left an incredible impression on everybody he met. As you saw, the outpouring of support and stories shared online since his passing have been immense. And Joey was an avid ambassador for people with developmental disabilities. And so if you're interested in donating to the Joey Moss Memorial Fund to continue his legacy of advocating for employment and other meaningful opportunities, you can go to edmontonoilers.com/Joey and you can donate and support that foundation there. So we definitely wanted to share that with you today about Joey Moss.
Yeah, huge part of the Oilers community. Go look at what Wayne Gretzky had to say about him. Craig Simpson, Mark Spector had a great piece written about him. Huge part of that community.
Right. So sad to hear of his passing, but here you guys can go and donate and support there. And that is all for our show this week. So don't forget to subscribe and tune in next week. Same time, same place here on Sportsnet's YouTube and Facebook channels, 6 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, and 1 o'clock in the morning in Jagr's home country of the Czech Republic. So, I mean, I'm up pretty late doing this for y'all in the Czech, so that's dedication. Stay safe, everybody. Have a safe and spooky Halloween, and Ailish will be back next week. I know you guys miss her very much, so see you then.